chapter 3, no, chapter 4. Canto 3, chapter 4, text number 29. Thirty 30. Vidur approaches Maitreya. Text number 30. अस्माल्लोकादुपरते मयि ज्ञानं मदाश्रयम् अर्हत्य उद्धव एवाध्वा सम्प्रत्यात्मवतां वरः. Now I shall leave the vision of this mundane world, and I see that Uddhav, the foremost of my devotees, is the only one who can be directly entrusted with knowledge about me. Mm. Jnanam Madashray is significant in this verse. Transcendental knowledge has a three departmental divisions, namely knowledge of impersonal Brahman, knowledge of all-pervading Supersoul, and knowledge of the personality of a Godhead. Out of the three, transcendental knowledge of the personality of a Godhead has a special significance and is known as Bhagavat Tattva Vijnana, specific knowledge about the personality of a Godhead. This specific knowledge is realized by a pure devotional service and no other means. Bhagavad Gita 18.55 confirms this bhaktya mam avijanati yavan yachasmi tattvataha. Only person engaged in devotional service can factually know the transcendental position of the Lord. Uddhava was considered to be the best amongst all the devotees of that time, and therefore he was directly instructed by the Lord's grace so that people might take advantage of Uddhava's knowledge after the disappearance of the Lord from the vision of the world. This is one of the reasons why Uddhava was advised to go to Badrikashram, where the Lord is personally represented by the Naranarayana deity. One who is transcendentally advanced can gain direct inspiration from the temple deity, and thus a devotee of the Lord always takes shelter of the recognized temple of the Lord in order to make tangible advancement in transcendental knowledge by the grace of the Lord. Asman lokaduparate mayi jnanam mada ashrayam arhatya uddhava evat sampraptya atmavatam varaha. So here, the qualification of Uddhava is explained by the Lord himself. Atma Tattvavatam Varaha. Who is Uddhava? The person who knows the transcendental knowledge about the Lord. And Varaha. Varaha means who is superior, who is topmost among the people who knows the Atma Tattva. And Prabhupada in this purport, he says, the transcendental knowledge has three departmental divisions. As explained in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Vadanti tattvas tattvavidam tattvam. The Tattvavettas, whom Lord has called here as Atma Tattvatam, the people who knows the Atma Tattva. Here Atma means Lord. So the people who knows about the transcendental knowledge about Supreme Personality of a Godhead, which is divided into three different categories. First is Brahmeti, Brahmajyoti, or impersonal feature of the Lord, which can be understood through empirical knowledge. Then there is all-pervading personal form of the Lord, which has a four-handed form and which is residing in every living entity's heart. That is localized Paramatma aspect of their Lordship. And the third one is the personality of a Godhead in his original form, which is Bhagavan. And who knows that? He knows the Bhagavat Tattva Vidyana. He knows the knowledge about Lord. And Lord clearly says in Bhagavad Gita that Bhaktyamam Abhijanati Yavat Yachasmi Tattvataha. Only through by pure devotional service one can understand Lord as it is, Tattvataha, not by any other means. And Uddhava was expert in this knowledge. And that's why Lord has given the most significant knowledge to Uddhava, so that through him this knowledge can be retained in this material world. And he advised him, now you go to Badrika Ashram. And Prabhupada says that he went to Badrika Ashram where Lord is represented by two deities of Nara and Narayana Rishi. If devotee is so advanced, he can take directly instruction from the Lord's Aracha Vigraha Avatara, that is from the deity. This is what has explained in Srimad Bhagavatam 5000 years ago. Even today also we are having examples where the devotees, they are having such an intense relationship with the Lord that Lord in the form of a deity is reciprocated with them. Like Sripad Ramanujacharya. He used to talk personally to Varadraj at Kanchipuram. There was one devotee of the Lordship, his name was Kanchipurna. He also used to talk to Varadraj face to face. The Archa Vigraha of Varadraj used to talk to them. Varada means blessings. Kanchipur. If you go today also, you will see that beautiful form of the Lord. Once one disciple, he went to Sripad Ramanujacharya and he asked, Yatiraj, if I chant the holy name of the Lord throughout the life, if I do that smaranam, but at the time of a death, somehow or other, if I am not able to chant or to remember their Lordship, what will happen to me? What will be my destination? Then Srimad Ramanujacharya said, okay, that's a very good question. Let me ask to their Lordship himself, because he has to take action. Then he went in front of Varadraj. He asked, my dear Lord, this is what the question has asked by my disciple. What answer should I give? Then Varadraj, he explained Srimad Ramanujacharya. If that person is sincere in his endeavor throughout life to remember me, and somehow or other if he is not able to remember me at the time of death because of some physical calamities or because of some other reason, no worries. If he is not able to remember me, I will remember him at the time of his death. So here we can find the transcendental reciprocation of the Archa Vigraha and pure devotee. And here Prabhupada clearly says, one who is transcendentally advanced can gain direct inspiration from the temple deity, and thus a devotee of the Lord always takes shelter of a recognized temple of the Lord in order to make tangible advancement in transcendental knowledge by the grace of Lord. That's why the worship of Archa Vigraha has given, because that makes you progress tremendously in your spiritual life. Then we can find in Chaitanya Leela also, so many deities, they have transcendental reciprocation with the devotees who are fully depending on them. Like Maharaj Prataprutra. Once he was having prasadam and he saw there is a hair. He said, how come this hair is there in the Lord's prasad? Then that, what's his name? Panda, he got afraid. Now he said, now king will punish me and he will throw me away from here, from the Lord's service. So he said, it is Lord's hair only. He said, what? Jagannath ji has a hair? So Lord in the Archa Vigraha form is most merciful actually. He said, okay, tomorrow morning I am coming to see that. I wanted to see that long hairs of the Lord. And the next day morning before Shringar, king reached there. And as he went there, he saw that Lord Jagannath has really a beautiful hairs. And they are quite long. King thought that this person must have done some nonsense. So what he did, he plucked out one hair. And bleeding started from Jagannath's head. To save his own devotee, Lord manifested that hairs on his body there in Jagannath Puri. Even though Lord is in the form of a Daru Brahma, in the form of a wood. And how that hair can grow, but anything can happen by Lord's mercy. Then Lord Jagannath and Baladev, both they saved one of the kings from that Prataprudra dynasty. They went and they fought with his enemy. They conquered that enemy. And that's why devotees, they are attached to one particular deity in a temple. So Prabhupada says that we also should get attached to the temple deities. Generally what happens? People, they have their own deities at home also. So during the festival, they wanted to celebrate at home. But Prabhupada says, you can The main worshipable deity for you is your nearby temple deities, and you should worship them during the festivals. Your house deities, you can put them into rest, but you should attend the festivals which are going on in the temple. Because in the temple, Lord is invoked by the pure devotee to take your services. So it is always recommended that you should get attached to the temple deities. That gives you a tremendous chance to make a tremendous progress in your spiritual life. So the next, Nadhopinvapi manmanyuno yadgunirnadirtaha prabhu ato madvanyunam lokam grahayaniha tishtato. Uddhava is not inferior to me in any way because he is never affected by the modes of material nature. Therefore, he may remain in this world in order to disseminate specific knowledge of the personality of a Godhead. See, again, Lord Himself is glorifying Uddhava. Na Uddhavo anvapi manyuno yad gunair narditaha prabhu. Anu means little bit. Api means also. Nyunaha means inferior. Lord says that He is not even slightly less than me. Because He is also above the modes of material nature as Lord Himself. And therefore He can remain in this material world to disseminate the specific knowledge for the mankind. The specific qualification for becoming the representative of the Lord is to be unaffected by the material modes of nature. And yesterday, when we were discussing from the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there Lord also explained the qualities of pure devotees. He says His devotees are never get affected by anything, and they are always superior to everything. Why? Because यस्य सर्वे समारंभः काम संकल्प वर्जितः ज्ञान अग्नि दग्ध कर्माणः तमाहु पंडितम बुधः. Because he is a pandit. And what is meant by pandit? Pandit means a person who is kama sankalpa varjitaha, free from the desire for sense gratification. And how he gets freed from that desire of sense gratification? It is said, Jnanagni dharma dagdha karmana. When his resultant activities of his karma gets burned because of Jnanagni, the transcendental knowledge. And because of that, what happens? He always remains nitya truptaha and dandvatito. He never gets affected by the dualities of material nature. So, here we can find the specific qualification of a person who wants to become the representative of their Lordship. The highest qualification of a person in the material world is to be a Brahmana. But since a Brahmana is in the mode of a goodness, to be a Brahmana is not sufficient for becoming a representative of the Lord. One has to transcend the modes of a goodness also and be situated in unalloyed goodness. unaffected by any of the qualities of the material nature. This stage of a transcendental qualification is called Shuddha Sattva or Vasudeva. And in this stage, the science of God can be realized. As the Lord is not affected by the modes of a material nature, so a pure devotee of the Lord is also not affected by the modes of nature. That is the primary qualification for being one with the Lord. A person who is able to attain this transcendental qualification called Jivana Mukta or liberated even though he is apparently in the material conditions. This liberation is achieved by one who is constantly engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In the Bhakti Rasamrut Sindhu, it is said, Yasya harer karmana manasa gira nikhilashvapyavastasu jivan muktahastauchyate. Anyone who by his action, mind and words lives only for the transcendental loving service of the Lord is certainly a liberated soul, even though he may appear to be in condition of a material existence. Uddhav was in such a transcendental position, and thus he was selected to be the factual representative of the Lord in his bodily absence from the vision of the world. Such a devotee of the Lord is never affected by the material strength, intelligence, or even renunciation. Such a devotee of the Lord can withstand all onslaughts of the material nature, and therefore he is known as Goswami. Only such a Goswamis can penetrate the mysteries of the Lord's transcendental loving relationships. It's a wonderful purport actually, where the qualifications to become the representative of their Lordship has explained. Who can be the representative of the Lord? Who is freed from the entanglement of modes of material nature. That means he does not get affected by any desire, as we have read from Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, that yadrushya labhasantashto dvandvatito vimatsaraha. The person who is satisfied with whatever he gets, and he is a dandvatito, he is beyond the dualities of modes of material nature. Why? Because he is vimatsaraha, he is not envious of anyone. And how he can become non-envious? Because he is situated in a transcendental knowledge, which is known as a Atma Tattva. The person who sees every individual as a part and parcels of the Lord and sees that everyone's body is none other than the temple of their Lordship, because Lord resides in everyone's heart as a Paramatma. That's the vision of the transcendentally situated person. And such a person is qualified to become the relay representative of their Lordship. Not the pretenders, imposters who are there now in this material world, who are claiming themselves as a God and getting caught and put behind the bars. It is clearly explained why people they go and get bewildered and get cheated by these cheaters, because they don't read authentic scriptures. They don't discuss authentic topics which are discussed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and Vedic texts. On the name of Bhagavad Saptas, they have pure sense gratification. They will sing bhajans on the tunes of Bollywood songs, Tollywood songs. Rather than giving tattva, siddhanta, they crack jokes during their discourses on the Vedic literature to make people it palatable. But Siddhanta is not something which you can make palatable by giving mundane examples, making people laugh at it. It's a foolishness. If you are representing a proper disciplic succession, then you should repeat the words of acharyas. And unless and until you are qualified to become acharya, you should not quote any nonsense thing during the discourses given on the Srimad Bhagavatam, just to attract the mob, huh? Just to captivate their minds. The Vedic philosophy is more than enough to captivate their mind. If mind is purified, then it will get captivated to the Vedic Siddhanta. It is clearly mentioned here. If it is Dvandvatito, if it is cleared up from the Shoka and Moha. So what's the most important thing to become a representative of the God is one should get rid of the modes of material nature, or one should not get affected by the modes of material nature. If person becomes like that, then he is considered as a Jivana Mukta. What is by Mukti? As explained in 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Mukti hitva anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthitaha. What is meant by liberation? Liberation means getting situated in our own transcendental original position. Mukti hitava anyatha rupam swarupena vyavasthita. Swarupa means your original form. One should get situated and fixed up in our original position. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nityadas. What is the Swarupa of Jiva? What is the original position of the Jiva? That he is eternal servant of the Lordship. And once one is situated in that position, then he is considered as Jivana Mukta, even he is having this material body and he is staying in the material world. Yayasya Haredasya Karmana Manasa Giraha. That's what Sripad Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita. Yayasya Haredasya. When person takes the service of their lordship and becomes servant to him. And how? Karmana manasa gira. By his deeds, that is karma, by activities. Manasa, through his mind, he should accept that servitorship of the Lord. And gira means vacha. Vacha means speech. If someone renders service to their lordship through his body, mind and speech, or through his activities which are performed through the body, when his mind is engaged in that along with the speech, then it is said, Nikhilashva api avasthasu jivan muktasya uchyate. Even though he has the material body in this material world, still he is considered as Jivana Muktaha, liberated even in this material body. And Uddhava is a person in that transcendental position. That's why Lord made him his own representative by giving him the knowledge about Atma Tattva, about the transcendental Vijnana, Bhagavata Vijnana, so that he can stay long in this material world and impart this knowledge for a future generation. Previously, it was asked by Parikshit Maharaj, Uddhava is so dear to their lordship, then why Lord has not taken him back? Why he has kept him in this material world? He was kept in this material world, that has explained in this verse. And that who is deciding? Lord himself. And he is explaining the qualification of Uddhava. So what is more glorious than your master is glorifying you? Huh? It makes sense? That's the fulfillment of your life. Your purpose of living is achieved when your master glorifies you. So here Uddhava is glorified by the Lord. Lord himself, he says, look at him. What sort of person he is? He is like me. He is never getting affected by the modes of material nature. Totally unaffected by the modes of material nature. And that's why he can remain in this material world. Sometimes people say, what I have to do? Let me be here and serve their lordship. But to serve their lordship and be here in the material world for so long, you need to have this qualification. Otherwise, without understanding and having immature thing, we say sometimes, oh, it's better to be in this material world rather than going back home, back to Godhead. Because here I can serve their lordship nicely. But you should be on that platform, not just theoretically, but practically also. Is that clear? So any question, any comment?
That is the primary qualification for being one with the Lord.
Huh?
Being one with the Lord.
Being one with the Lord. Where? That is the primary qualification for being one with the Lord. As the Lord is not affected by the modes of material nature, so the pure devotee of the Lord is also not affected by the modes of nature. That is the primary qualification for being one with the Lord. So being one with the Lord means not merging.
It's not merging.
Being with Lord means just being beside Him. Always being with the Lord. Feeling His presence. That is what it means. Otherwise, people will try to understand through their material intelligence and they will say, you can become like God then.
We may say, proper writing, being one with the God. No? Krishna, he is saying.
But you should understand the previous two verses. In what context Prabhupada has wrote it down. Being one with Lord means, here Prabhupada is explaining, as Lord is unaffected by the modes of material nature, so be his devotee. So in that case is being with the Lord, being one with the Lord. Because Lord himself says, Uddhava is not inferior to me, and he is anyway because he is never affected by the modes of material nature. So Uddhava is not Inferior means equal. That does not mean Uddhava became a god.
Qualitatively same level. Level same, no?
That you are really Pakka Mayavadi in your previous life. Because you go so scrutinizingly in this regards. Only Mayavadis, the empirical scholars, they thinks in that way. Actually, this is what needed. When you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, you should be in rapt attention. Because each and every word has a capacity to deliver you from this material world. Unless and until you press yourself or pressurize yourself to understand that thing, you will not understand. If he would have not asked this question, it would have remained in his mind, because here Lord himself says that Uddhava is not inferior, none nyunaha. He is not inferior to her. And other places we read that Jiva is part and parcel. Then even though pure devotee of the Lord, they are also the part and parcel of the Lord. So they are the having all the qualities in the minute way. And here Lord says that Uddhava is having all the qualities same like him in full capacities. So Uddhava has become a god now. So when I will become transcendentally situated like a Uddhava, I will also become Lord or equal to God. So this is how this crooked mind works. And that's why Acharya has given commentaries on these scriptures. Because they know this mind is so rascal that may drag you at any level. And that's why it is said, Tarko apratishtaha. By logical arguments, you can't establish devotional service. Shrutir vibhinna, because different Shrutis have said different thing. Smritir vibhinna. Nasava Rushir Yasya Matam na bhinnam. There are no munis or rishis whose thoughts are equal. They have different opinions. Then how to understand this Dharma Tattva or Bhagavat Tattva? Mahajano enagata sapanta. We have to take or we have to follow the footsteps of Mahajanas, the pure devotees of the Lord. Okay? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की।